recording. All right, so I do want you to go ahead and we're actually going to start in child's pose. So if I haven't met you, I'm Rachel. This is yoga stretch. I don't have anything today. Like, we're not going to put our legs behind our heads. We're not going to fold into pretzels. I like yoga stretch to be a calming class and really just take the next 20 to 30 minutes just to kind of reset your mind and your body. So go ahead and find a child's pose. You can take knees together or apart, but I do want you to sink back. And if this is hard for you to sink back to your feet, tuck that block in between your feet. We're starting off a little different today, and you guys aren't even going to come up to standing. We're going to do a lot of floor work. So go ahead and sink it down. Reach those fingertips away from the top of your head. You can add in that arm stretch here if you want. Really lengthen through your arms, stretch through your shoulders, maybe even into your sides, or just let your arms relax if you want to be a little more comfortable here. You can tuck your arms underneath you. But we're starting out kind of slow here. Deep breaths in and out through your nose. I have my music on very, very quietly up here, so if you want to play some music for yourself as well, you can. Two more deep breaths here. Really take advantage of slowing that breath down. Go ahead and exhale that last breath, coming up onto all fours. So you'll have shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Make sure you're not already tucking your pelvis or letting your belly button drop to the floor. But we're gonna move through some cat-cow. So go at your own pace. I like to shoot for 5 breaths with moving through these stretches. And if you are not supposed to dip your back or extend your back too much, I want you just to stay here in this neutral side before you push into cat. So shoulders and hips all squared up. You'll take that deep breath in. Looking up, let your tailbone reach up to the ceiling. Drop your belly to the floor. Exhale as you tuck your chin, tuck your pelvis, round through those shoulders, pressing up to the ceiling here. So remember, you're going with your breath. Our pace might be different, and that's okay. But I want you to breathe in. That should feel really good on those abs. Exhale, tucking everything in. Press shoulders up. Make sure you're tucking that pelvis. We're not neglecting that lower part of our spine. Tuck that tailbone. Deep breath in, moving nice and slow. Remember, if our pace doesn't match each other, that's okay. Exhale out for cat. Squeezing those glutes just a little bit. 2 more here, moving nice and slow. That should feel excellent on your spine. Deep breath in, exhale out. One more time, deep breath in, coming into that cow stretch. Exhale out. Coming back to your neutral spine, a nice flat back here. Before you bring your toes to the mat, go ahead and pop up slowly into that downward dog. Okay, if your legs are really tight, or if you just did step, you're definitely gonna wanna stretch through those calves. So maybe pedal through those legs, but make sure you're not tucking your tail, okay? Tailbone is lifted to the ceiling, but you're not overextending your back. Nice flat back, hike your body. Goal here is to try to really stretch through the back of those legs. So change your stance. If you need to be kind of here because your hamstrings are really tight, that's okay too, but I want you to try to work on that straightening. Couple of deep breaths here. Core is nice and tight. Strong arms here to hold you up. Deep breaths in and out through your nose. Add in that movement. If you can't really sit still very well in your stretches, that's okay. 2 more deep breaths. We're gonna work in this downward dog position for just a second. So I'll show you a modification if this is too much on your wrist. An alternate option. 1 more deep breath. Really pressing that chest towards your thighs. Good, and when you exhale out, take that right leg. You're gonna point that toe and come into that 3-legged dog, okay? So if this is a really big stretch for you, if your arms are already starting to feel some pain in your wrists, or you can't quite hold here, I want you to come down onto that left knee. Still extend that right leg long behind you. I find it's helpful to point that toe. But here's the thing, if you're up on that toe, on that left foot, I don't want you to rotate and open your hip, okay? Keep those hips squared. 2 deep breaths here, no matter wherever you're at. Your straight leg or if you're on that knee. Deep breaths. 1 more. Good. Exhale out as you slowly bring that right leg all the way to the top of your mat. Okay, left knee comes down. That right knee is going to stay over your ankle, lifting up into this low lunge. So if you were on your knee, kind of walk or swing that right leg forward. Whew, that got my heart rate up a little bit. So if this doesn't feel good, you can always grab your block, okay, and kind of have it here for a little bit of extra balance. But if you want your chest lifted, knee over your ankle, nice little low lunge here. If you need a little extra stretch in that hip, okay, one thing, that you can do is kind of tilt your pelvis forward a little bit more. You'll feel it open up more on the inside of that hip, on the inside of your groin. If that doesn't feel good or if it feels awkward, whatever, just hang out here. 1 more deep breath in. Good, exhale out. We're still working that right side. I want you to hinge back in those hips. I don't want you to sink it all the way down onto that left foot, but you should be in a nice little half split, toe pointed to the ceiling. You can even pull up on the toes here if you need a little extra calf stretch. But you should definitely be feeling it in that hamstring. Couple of deep breaths here. You may notice if this is comfortable for you, just being on fingertips, stay there, or as you start to stretch a little more, you may be able to bring that chest a little lower, flatten those hands. Oh my word. And make sure you're breathing. We're not doing a ton of cardio, anything like that, but you still need to send a lot of oxygen to those muscles, especially if you're tight, if you've been doing a lot of workouts this week with us. Take 1 more deep breath in. Make sure that block is nearby. And then exhale out as you crawl forward. Turn that leg in front of you for pigeon on that right leg. Okay, so I think you guys can see me okay, but you're just gonna send that left leg long behind you. Right foot on one side of the mat, your knee on the other. If you can balance here and keep those hips level, stay there. For me, my hips are really tight. I'm gonna take this block. I know you can't see very well on this side, but tuck it underneath that right hip. You can stay up here higher or walk it down, make a little pillow with your hands. That's gonna cut my head off, so I'll stay up here. But try to make sure, I had a few people ask me, their leg kind of came in here. I want you to try and work on getting that leg parallel to the front of your mat. If your hip flexibility is not there yet, that's okay. But I don't want you to hang out with this foot tucked underneath you or anything. I want you to try and get it out just a little. Okay, and we'll take 3 deep breaths here. Relax that left leg if it's trying to tense up, if that glute's trying to tense up because your hips are opening. Put your mind on those hips. Put your mind on those hips. Tell them to relax. Breathe in and out. Slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. 1 more. Good, and as you exhale out, go ahead and slide that block out from underneath you. Try to keep it at the top of your mat, or if it's a pillow, keep your pillow nearby. I want you to pop up, bring that right leg behind you, find either a high plank, okay, shoulders over your wrists, or either up on your toes, or come to your knees. But I don't want you in all fours, and I don't want you kind of lazing all the way down here on the floor, not yet, okay? So, either in that high plank with your core nice and tight, or on your knees, you're gonna take a deep breath in, elbows staying close as you exhale into that chaturanga, or kind of like a tricep push-up, okay? So you can either press up. I want you to try and hover. We'll do it 1 more time. You'll either press up here to this upward dog on your hands and your feet. Okay, so your legs are off the mat. I want you to hover. Shoulders roll back. If that's not for you, you can come a little bit lower here and just have arms resting on the floor, or child's pose, okay? Especially if you're pregnant, I want you to child's pose, or I want you to lay on your belly. So I'll join you back here in upward dog. Shoulders roll back, chest reaching forward, deep breath in. Exhale out, find your downward dog, roll those toes underneath you. We'll do that 1 more time, and then we're gonna take care of that left leg with that same sequence of the 3-legged dog, lunge, half split, and pigeon. So not that much left for today, but you should feel a difference already on that right side. I like doing this to kind of analyze where my legs are at and how they're feeling. Take 1 more deep breath in. Exhale out, go ahead and find that plank. Remember, shoulders are over your wrists. If this is not for you, come to those knees, okay? Still keep that belly button drawn in tight. Deep breath in. Exhale out as you lower down, pressing up. This is your big back bend, okay? So if this is not good for you, take it to that smaller back bend, that cobra or a child's pose. One more deep breath here, strong arms. Exhale out, send that booty back, tailbone reaching to the ceiling. 2 deep breaths here. Woo. Really drive those heels to the floor. Good, exhale out. Remember, you're taking it to that 3-legged dog. So take that left leg, point that toe, really reach up to the ceiling. If that's not for you, come down on that right knee. I still want you to really extend that leg behind you. So this is where my heart rate gets up a lot, where I get winded. And you may notice like my right hamstring is a lot tighter, so it's a little harder for me to get as much distance here as I want. But I want you to keep hips squared. If you're starting to get that rotation and you're rotating out with that hip, square them up. That may mean you need to shorten this space here, and that's okay. I want you just to create as much space as you can, keeping that form. One more deep breath in. Exhale out as you glide that leg forward. You can always step it up, scoot it up however you need to. Bring that left knee over your ankle. For me, I can already feel a lot of tightness in this left hip, so I'm gonna grab my block. Excuse me, coming up into a low lunge. So you can always just rest your hands here on this knee. I'm gonna use my block because then I don't have to work as hard. So if you wanna kind of just be a more passive stretch here for these hips, use that block. Couple of deep breaths. If you want that extra stretch, remember you'll kind of tuck your pelvis underneath. You kind of come up a little out of that lunge. But rather than keeping that pelvis tilted back, you'll tuck it underneath you. You'll feel that stretch work more into that right groin on the inside of that right hip. That actually feels pretty good to me, so I'm going to stay there. You do have to squeeze those glutes a little bit to get that pelvis neutral. Okay, take one more deep breath here for me. And then as you exhale out, point that left toe to the ceiling, hinge at those hips, working on bringing that chest to that left thigh, sinking it back. I call these cupcake hands because if you pretend like you're trying not to squish a cupcake and have those fingertips on the floor, maybe that's where you're at as far as getting into this stretch with flexibility. As your muscles start to straighten out, you start to lengthen out, you can bring those hands to the floor. Remember, you can always pull up on those toes if you need that extra calf stretch. Ooh. Half split. One more deep breath in. Sinking a little deeper as you exhale, and then go ahead and rock forward, finding that pigeon on that left leg. So scoot that leg, one foot on, or one side of your mat has the foot. I can't even talk. Knee on the other. Okay, so you can kind of see my hips here. Here's why I asked you to grab a block or a pillow, because when you're here in this pigeon, if you're rolling off to the side, notice my hips are not level anymore. So the main things I want you to look for in this pigeon are your hips level, are your shoulders level, okay? Because if you rock out to the side, your shoulders aren't level either. So that's how you kind of know if you're balanced in this pigeon. Extend that right leg behind you. My left hip is super, super tight. So I'm gonna tuck this block underneath my hip, underneath my glute just a little bit. I don't know if this will cut off my head. I'm gonna scoot back and walk it down. This shouldn't feel like a lot of work. Okay, you should be able to really relax your lower body. You can walk it all the way down to the mat here. If you want, I'm not gonna put my face all the way down because I want you to be able to hear me. Deep breaths from me. My right leg is trying to tense up because it's trying to combat that stretch on that left side. So I want you to send your mind to those muscles, send some oxygen to those muscles. Deep breaths for 2 more here in this pigeon. We'll go through that vinyasa one more time. One more deep breath in. And then exhale out as you slowly walk up. You should pretty much be done with that block, so go ahead and scoot out of the way. Remember, you're gonna pop up and find a plank first. Woo, I can already tell the difference. So high plank or low, and then you have those three options of the upward dog for the bigger back bend, a little bit smaller here, kind of in a cobra, or child's pose. So go ahead and find that plank, core drawing tight, elbows staying close, deep breath in, exhale out as you lower down, pressing up. Remember, if you're in whichever back bend, you're not turtlenecking here, okay? Strong arms, shoulders back, heart reaching forward. Deep breath in. Exhale out, downward dog one last time. One last time, because I want you to take that little scan of your lower body. It should feel a lot looser. And for me, I am. If you're just like, I'm just a little bit looser, maybe practice this some more once it's uploaded to YouTube. Tailbone reaching up to the ceiling, 2 more deep breaths. And then when you exhale out, gently bring those knees back to the mat. Go ahead and walk it forward to where you're facing me, coming into actually a butterfly. So a seated position, but we're bringing the soles of the feet together. Knees fall out, okay? Could have had you grab 2 blocks, but it's fine. So if you find yourself kind of doing this number, okay, trying to scoot your feet in, one trick that I like to do is I bring my hands behind me, pick myself up, and then scoot towards my feet. So you should have just a gentle hold of those toes or those ankles. If having your feet in really close is like, that's not working, I want you just to take those feet out. As long as you have soles of your feet together, knees falling out, you're getting that hip stretch again. And then from here, we're gonna add in a forward fold, okay? So I don't want you to pull here. Ooh, that did feel really good, but I went too fast. So taking your deep breath in, if you wanna bring that chest to your feet or bring your nose to your toes, if you're really flexible, use your exhale to your advantage. We'll do about 3 deep breaths here. My music got really quiet up here for myself. So remember that exhale is your friend for getting a little bit lower. I don't really care about keeping a flat back, or if you want to round through your back, just do what feels good for you. We're already almost done for today. We'll stretch our arms a little bit and kind of finish out on the floor. So I would encourage you, because last week I don't think I did it because my computer quality was really, really bad last week. I'm gonna keep the video going for your corpse pose or shavasana, whatever you want to call it, at the end. So I would encourage you to kind of keep with the video. We'll just do 3 minutes, maybe 4. But take those few minutes. I mean, I know a lot of us are at home, stay in this butterfly. I know I'm lecturing you now. But work on getting that forward fold if you want. If you're at home with the kids, if you're trying to work from home, take the last few minutes of today's practice to just be wherever you're at, to just breathe and to clear your mind before you continue on with the rest of your day. So that's kind of my little challenge to you. Go ahead and take 1 more deep breath here, though. And then exhale out as you get closer 1 last time before you slowly work your way up. For me, that's a really big stretch in my legs, so kind of shake it out if you need to. Find a comfy spot with those legs. I don't really care what you do particularly here. You stretch a lot of lower body. So sitting tall, we'll just do some kind of typical arm stretches, but that shoulder needs to stay down. Go ahead and bring that arm across. You should feel it on the outside of that arm through your bicep and maybe into your shoulder. Add in some wrist circles if you want. You did a lot of downward dog today. And then take that ear to that shoulder if you want. We spent a lot of time, I think, last week on our neck. But I don't want to keep you for too long. Make sure you're actually squeezing this arm in. You're not just holding here. Okay. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale out as you bring that arm up and over. That hand reaches in between your shoulder blades. Elbow in close. If you find yourself doing this, okay, I want you to sit up tall, chin lifted. You just need to touch this elbow. You don't have to walk your arm all the way to your shoulder or walk your hand all the way to your shoulder. But you should feel that stretch through your tricep, maybe even down your side a little bit. You're sitting up tall. Opening through your chest here too, at least it is for me. Good, exhale out as you slowly bring that arm down. Maybe take it to some shoulder rolls before we bring that left arm across, or if you're mirroring me, doing the opposite side, that's okay. Other arm across, remember you're pulling this arm closer to your chest. That actually feels so good, my arms are really tight. Adding in those wrist circles and a neck stretch here too if you want. Still taking deep breaths in and out through your nose. Good, take that same arm, bring that elbow up and over. Remember, I want your chin lifted like you've got an imaginary tennis ball under here, okay? Grab a hold of that elbow, stretch through your tricep. For me, my upper body is so tight, it opens my chest a lot too. One more deep breath. Exhale out as you slowly release that arm, interlace those fingers behind your back, pull through. So here's what I look like from the side. If your range of motion and your flexibility has you stay here, that's okay, but I want you to try and create some space in between the floor, between your booty, and those arms. Try to lift a little bit more. Again, if that doesn't feel good, hang out here. You should still be sitting up tall. Whew, those shoulders. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale out, gently release those arms. Oh my word, y'all. Shake out those shoulders a little bit. You're gonna take it to your back. Okay, so laying all the way down. We've got one more stretch and then we'll find our corpse pose where that's gonna be our 3-ish minutes at the end that I want you to really stick with me and kind of have some quiet time. So taking it to your back, go ahead and grab those knees, squeeze them into your chest. You can even rock side to side if you want. If reaching to the outside of your knees doesn't work, reach to the back of your thighs. Okay, but I do want you to squeeze those knees in close, massage your spine, and then let both of those knees, they don't have to stay perfectly on top of each other, but let them both fall over to one side. Shoulders stay on the floor. Extend that right arm or opposite arm behind you. So whichever way your legs went, that back arm is reaching back so you can keep shoulders flat. So for me, I twisted to the left. I like to use my left hand just to kind of place it here. I'm not pushing my body into this twist, but just kind of reminding my body to enjoy this big twist through my spine, releasing that back. Still taking deep breaths for 2 more here. One more deep breath in. And exhale out as you gently draw those knees back to center. Give yourself a little hug here. And then send them the opposite direction. So mine are coming to the right, coming towards you guys. That left arm is going to extend behind you so you can keep shoulder blades down. Keep that back on the mat. 3 deep breaths here. Slow deep breaths in and out through your nose. One more deep breath. And then exhale out, gently bring those knees back to center. Give yourself one more hug here. And then I want you to find a comfortable spot. So typically I would have you finish in a corpse pose. If you're new to yoga, this is where a lot of classes will have you finish. So laying on your back, you'll open up those legs where you have 1 foot at each corner of your mat. Your arms, we would say at your sides in a low V with palms up. I like to put my hands on my belly and feel myself breathe. I know a lot of you at home, if you come to yoga a lot with me, you like to do legs up the wall. I'm not going to scoot to the wall because that's really far away. And then if laying on your back does not feel good for you, I want you to move into a child's pose. So take your time finding a comfortable spot. I'm actually gonna play a song through my phone for you guys. So I do not own the rights to this music. Hopefully that keeps this video on YouTube. I do not own the rights to this music at all. But I'm gonna give you guys 3 minutes. And this really is a challenge. I know it's hard. I know you've got things you probably wanna do at your house, or maybe things you don't wanna do, you just wanna sit somewhere. Well, here's your chance to sit and just breathe. Lay down and just breathe. Okay, so let me find my song, my Yoga Girls. You probably know what song is coming. But I'm gonna turn it up, and this is my challenge to y'all. Okay, for 3 minutes, close your eyes, find that comfortable spot. I'm turning this up. So again, I do not own the rights to any of this music. And hopefully you guys can hear this. 3 minutes, find that comfy spot. If you have an encouraging scripture or phrase that you can kind of think about and tell yourself, maybe think about the things that are good that are coming out of this really challenging and stressful time. Think about the things that are good that are coming out of it. For me, it's spending time with my kids. It's not having millions of things on my plate to think about. So close your eyes, deep breaths. I'll stop talking, but this is definitely a challenge to hold yourself accountable to these last few minutes. Turning that back down, and I'm gonna try to not yell at y'all. But before you get up, before you get moving, I do this in my yoga classes that I teach here at Glover too. I want you to take one more deep breath in, not yet, but we're gonna all inhale together. I do want you to inhale through your nose and then exhale through your nose or your mouth. Maybe that's just how you're feeling. That's how I'm feeling constantly lately. So go ahead and take that deep breath in, really let your belly expand. Exhale out. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Obviously, don't rush getting up or anything. I'm gonna stop the recording.